So welcome again. For this month again, we're continuing to work with our energetic field. So building up a really lovely safe space and container around us with our energetic field, and just really fortifying our own energy field so that we feel contained, we feel vitalized, we feel really balanced and harmonized and strong in our own energetic field. Especially this time of year, we're often giving a lot out to other things, to socials, to other people, lots of expectations. But when we have that really strong boundary and force field around us, we maintain that level of energy to keep moving and not feel depleted, not feel really exhausted and tired. And also just working to really feel into a sense of protection, especially around this time of year. Sometimes our energy drops and our immune system kind of drops and lowers. So when we have a really strong force field, we're pushing our energy outward rather than allowing energy to come in and disrupt our energy. So this is the main focus of why we're working around this, and it's targeting more of the side body, lots of lateral work, opening up around the sides and just liberating any of this energy that's kind of stuck or stagnant. Where we have the arms down by our body, we don't often breathe into those spaces so much, and then we can find a lot of stagnated energy, a loss of fluidity in our energy in those areas. And when we really open up and expand into them, that's when we get that extra boost and lift of energy. So this is just helping to really build and expand our own sense of energetic field. So we'll need a blanket, a couple of blocks and or cushions, and a long pillow. So just make sure you've got those around you, and just come into a seated position if you're not already. Just make sure your hips are elevated a little bit higher than your knees, and you can either sit as I am in Siddhasana with one foot twisted in front of the other, so the sole of the foot shines towards the ceiling. This just helps to rotate the hip open, or cross legs, or any other variation that feels good. And just take a moment to settle yourself. So just grounding down into your seat and feel your sit bones really connect into the earth, so you feel that level of groundedness. And then allow yourself to really lengthen up into the spine and feel tall through the back body. Nice openness in the waist. And just roll the shoulders up to the ears. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, glide the shoulders back and down to feel the heart space open and the shoulders relaxed. Just resting your hands down on the knees or the lap, wherever feels comfortable, and you can close through your eyes. Just drawing your attention and your energy inward. So take a moment to just feel into your breath and notice how the breath just moves in your body naturally. So paying particular attention to the sides of your body. So quite often we breathe into the belly, maybe the chest, you might feel it more so. But we don't often access this side of our lung, side of our breathing capacity. So just take a moment to feel into the side bodies and notice if the ribs feel any constriction as you breathe, or if there's any tightness or tension in your waist. Not trying to change anything at all, but just acknowledging how the breath moves into those spaces. Does there feel a sense of easefulness, or is there a slight resistance, or a feeling of almost being pushed back in? So just to begin to expand a little bit more through the side body, we want to bring our hands just to the side of the rib cage. So where it begins to flare open, you can place your hands, fingers wrapping around the front of the rib cage. And as you breathe, really try to push into your hands with your rib cage. So the breath is now moving into the hands a little bit more forcefully. And breathe in and out through the nose. And with this added pressure, this added awareness, just bring in that sense of connectedness to this part of the body. And sometimes when we feel a weightedness or when we feel that gentle pressure, we can really breathe in to meet that space. So just acknowledge how it feels as you breathe more widthways into the rib cage, into the side of the waist. And see with every inhale, if you can just increase without any strain or tension, the breath in. So the rib cage really starts to flare open and expand more and more with every inhale. And as you exhale, feel the muscles in between the ribs starting to really soften and relax. You're letting go of any holding, any tension. Just a couple more rounds of breath here. So finishing one more round of breath with the hands still here to the ribs. And then once you've finished that round, just placing your hands down onto your knees or onto the thighs and feel again into the space where your hands were, and just notice if there's any more spaciousness or a sense of easefulness as you breathe. Maybe even just a deeper connection to that part of the rib cage, that part of the lung. Nice, just take a final round of breath here. And then you can slowly start to blink open your eyes, and we're moving into a child's pose with a lateral stretch, just to slowly and gently open this whole side body. So come to the back end of your mat and prop yourself up as much as you need. So you might want to take a blanket under the knees or behind the back of the knees. And it doesn't matter too much if the knees are close together or far apart. Just see how it feels best in your body. Pad your hands forward to come to the top of your mat. So you're really stretching the arms long, the spine long. Take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, walk your hands off to the right side of your mat. So they come all the way off of the mat. And you can push the tailbone back so the sit bones connect to your left heel. If you can bring your forehead to the floor, you can do that. Or you might want to bring a block in between your arms and rest your forehead down onto a block. If you wanted to increase the stretch a little more, you can lift all the way up and place the belly down onto the thigh. If it's not there already, this might give you a little bit extra space and to really move into. So as the body is compressed on the right side and more open on the left, the breath is naturally going to move into the left side. So just, again, feel into that expansion in your rib cage, and although there's a compression in the front body, we can now feel much more that the breath is able to more easily and naturally move into this side body where we've got the compression in the front body. So just see how it feels as you move into that space, and notice if any more pockets or spaces in the body, in the ribs, in the waist, maybe even in the lats, so the side, the back side of your body feels a little bit more open, or if there's anywhere you can expand more fully into. And just see for around another minute or so. So with your next inhalation, just gently lift your body up and slowly walk to the center of your mat, just coming into the middle once again. Take a moment here. And then inhale. And as you exhale, move yourself off to the left side. So again, either just walking your hands off to take a slightly lesser stretch, or lift your body up and over so you place your belly onto the left thigh. And then you can bring either a brick underneath your head or forehead to the floor, or just resting your head in between your arms. Push back into the tailbone so you feel your sit bones connecting into your right heel. And just tuning into any differences that you feel each side. So coming from that middle position of really feeling the breath moving into the rib cage and just sensing and tuning in. When we work laterally, we start to see any imbalances either side of the body. So it helps us to find much more our center, and any asymmetry in the body we can start to correct as we pay attention to how it feels on each side. So we're looking for any restriction, any sensation that arises that feels different each side, any discomfort or pain. And if there is any pain, always again, leave yourself out of the pose a little. So just coming into the edge, but never into any pain. Just here for a last 30 seconds or so. Finishing the round of breath that you're on, and with your next inhale, taking your time to slowly lift yourself back up and come into center. Just take a moment to sit back onto the heels, or you can take the legs out in front of you. Just breathe here. Feel maybe a sense of openness or a little bit more energy building in the body. Maybe almost a sense of liberation. We start to target some areas of the body that might maybe not receive as much prana, as much breath. Nice. So if you sat back to the heels, just take your legs out in front of you. And we are taking a cross-leg position. So you can take your right shin in front of your left. And we'll just find a nice tall spine. We're just leaning off to the left side. So we can bring the left hand down to the floor. And take it out as far to the side as feels comfortable without any strain. And with the shoulder, don't feel that it's coming up to your ear. You want to really lengthen out, so you're almost pushing up and away from the hand and keeping that sense of openness in your left waist. And then you can take an inhale and reach your right arm all the way up and over. So it feels nice to just rest the arm. You can do that, or you can bring your hand to the back of your head and kind of lean the head back into the hand. Or if it feels nice to keep stretching into the fingertips so you're more of an active stretch, you can do that too, so the arm's still reaching out. Just find a position that feels good. Maybe you need to walk the supporting hand a little bit further away, but remember to keep pushing away from that hand so you're really opening to the whole side body. And as much as you can, you're opening the heart space up towards the ceiling. So you're really allowing the shoulder blades to roll down the back and keeping the collarbones wide and open. So we're here for 2 minutes each side from now. So just taking your attention and awareness inward. Trying to find a real sense of surrender and softening. Be curious about any sensations that arise. Investigate if there's anywhere that you can breathe more spaciousness into your body. Just coming for our last minute. So just take a final round of breath here. And to come out, look down to the floor, allow your upper arm to roll forward and just slowly walk yourself round to the front of the mat and then slowly lift yourself up to seated position. Just take a moment to readjust, take any movements that might feel nice. And then we can cross the left shin in front and go to the opposite side. So just taking your right hand down to the floor. Again, take a nice big distance out to the side. Get the shoulder away from the ear and really start to push away from the hand, opening into the right waist. And then with your inhale, take your left arm all the way up and over, relaxing and just resting, finding the back of the head, or you can reach to do more active. Just finding whichever position feels good, and then roll the shoulders down the back, finding that spaciousness across your collarbones, and breath all the way down that left side body. 2 minutes. Just the last couple of breaths here. Come out, just look down towards the floor, allow your shoulder to roll down and slowly walk yourself around to the front of your mat. Just find a moment to rest again, taking any movement through the shoulders, through the arms that feel nice, maybe even through the neck. So when we're working into opening our energetic field, we're really looking at all the space around the lungs, the heart, side body, but also including the arms. So next shape we want to move into is just working a little bit into the wrists and opening up the shoulder joint, but also we're working into the hips. So just find both feet flat to the mat. You can take your left foot a little bit further away from you and then cross your right ankle over the end of the left thigh bone and bring the foot flat to the floor. So left foot comes flat. You can walk to bring your fingertips back behind you and lean back into the hands. So again, keep the shoulders down and away and really open up through the heart space. If it feels too strong to take the fingers all the way back, you can turn your hands out to the side so it's not as strong a rotation in the shoulder joint. And the closer in the foot on the floor is to the sit bones, the more intensive a stretch you'll find in your right hip. And with your right knee, really push that away. So you're opening out the knee away from the body and lifting up the heart space, and then breathe into the space in the chest and keep the shoulder blades really gliding down the back. So we're really opening and expanding all this space around the heart, a little bit of back bending, just gently wakening up the heart center. It's our center of real vitality and expansion. When we target back bends, it just gives us that little boost of energy into our energetic field. Try to find a real softness in the face, in the jaw, around the sides of the hips. And if it's too strong, always come out. You can regress the posture by taking your left leg out long if you need to, and always lean in a little bit closer in so there's not as much weight bearing in the wrists and hands. Just here for the last 30 seconds or so. Let's just take a final round of breath here. And then slowly start to walk your hands in and take your left leg out long. You can bring your right foot to the floor. Just take a moment to sit in staff pose. So your hands just rest to the floor, the thighs, and take a moment to rest your wrists, your shoulders. We'll be doing the other side. So still a little bit more work on the wrists and shoulders. And then we can switch to the other side. So left foot now rests on the end of the right thigh bone. And lean back into the hands once again, turning the fingers away from you. Walk that right foot in as close as feels comfortable, or keep the leg extended, and then work to flex your left foot and push that left knee away from you. Lift up through the heart space and relax the shoulder blades down the back. Keep lifting up through the heart center and breathe into the heart space. Again, try to find a sense of softening and relaxing through the face, the jaw, the hips, the toes. Notice if the body is clenching or tensing anywhere, can you find that real release? So that's the last 30 seconds. Nice. And then with your next inhalation, slowly start to walk your hands in, taking your right foot out long, leg relax, and then take your left leg out. Slowly walk your hands in, come to a seated position. Just rest in the arms, rest in the hands, wherever is comfortable, taking any movements that might feel nice through the shoulders, the neck, the arm, the hands, the fingers. Just noticing where you feel sensation, anywhere that you notice a sense of opening or release. Nice. So from here, we can work into a figure 4 seated position, or shoelace. So I have a half shoelace here, which would be taking the same action as we had before, but just resting a block or a cushion underneath the knee that's lifted. Or you can take the knee all the way across. So as you take the knee across, you want both knees to be stacking on top of each other. And that's half shoelace. If you wanted to take a full shoelace, lean off to the left side and then take your left foot round and underneath. So you're now in a stacked knee position, and you can just lift up the hips, push into the feet, and then settle back down. So both knees are stacking on top of each other. From here, we want to take the arms out wide. Take a nice deep breath in. The left arm is going to come underneath the right, and we're double wrapping the arms. If you feel uncomfortable here, just hug around the shoulder blades. So you're holding around this side body, and we all want to pull the elbows forward. And as we inhale, lift up. And then as you exhale, just slowly start to roll forward. So really opening the back of the heart, and the weight of the arms can just drop onto the legs or drop forward. You can let the head drop towards the chest, so chin just gently tucks in, getting a nice length in the back of the neck. And now send your breath into the back of the heart. Again, relaxing through the hips, the toes, the fingers, the jaw, the eyebrows, the tongue relaxed. As we work into Vijana Vayu, we're also targeting the Pericardium Meridian and the Triple Heater Meridian. So these work mainly around the heart center. The pericardium is the meridian that, well, the pericardium is what surrounds the actual physical heart and it acts as a protection energetically. So it guards and regulates the body, keeping things in balance and protecting the chi. And it's linked in with our sense of community, our sense of trust, sense of intimacy. So all the things that we look for to find protection and safety in the heart. The pericardium meridian works from the heart center, and it's the sac that surrounds the heart. Now, one branch of this meridian line goes down into the diaphragm and the lower belly, a few inches just below the navel. And then another branch runs down the inner arm to end at the tip of the middle finger. And this is the meridian that guides love and intimate relationships, circulation, the hormones, and also sexual functions. And then the triple heater, which is the corresponding meridian, begins at the ring finger, and it travels up the arm over the shoulder, where it splits into two branches, and one branch goes through the pericardium and the diaphragm, making its way down a few inches below the navel, and another branch goes up the neck, around the ear and the head, encircling the face. And although there is no anatomical correlation, a triple heater is thought to control all our internal heat functions and also to maintain the functioning of all organs. You can slowly release. As you inhale, take the arms up and out, taking a nice deep breath in. And just release your arms down. Take a moment. And then with your next inhalation, just lean back. If you took the double legs, taking the underneath leg out first, And then we can use the top hand, the hands to take the top leg off. Just take a moment to take the legs out. You might want to roll the feet in and out or take some knee sways. Next, I'm going to go to the other side. So again, you can either take the figure 4 stretch with the block underneath the knee, that's the first option, or taking both knees to stack. So really swing the leg round. So left knee on top this time. And then full shoelace is taking your right foot beside your hip. Push down into the feet, lift up the hips, squeeze the thighs together, and then slowly let yourself come back down. Nice, spine settled there. Take an inhale, arms go wide. And then this time, right arm comes underneath the left. The double wrap goes through the wrist, the lower arm, or hug around the shoulder blades or side body. Take an inhale, lift the elbows up, look up. Now as you exhale, allow your body to curve and roll forward. So just letting all of the weight of your arms open the back body. Allowing the chin to gently tuck to the chest and finding that nice space in the back of your neck. Just rest here. So the same as Vyana Vayu, which works to distribute and circulate, integrate all of our energy and the winds in our body. Vayu means wind. The triple heater does the same. So it works to, it's also sometimes called the 3 burning space, and it works in the upper, middle and lower of the body. So the upper is the heart and lungs, connected obviously with our respiration and circulation. The middle is the stomach, spleen, gallbladder, liver, pancreas, and small intestine, which is related to the digestion. And then the lower is the large intestine, so bladder and kidneys, which is related with elimination. So when the triple heater has gone askew, it can cause all kinds of physical and emotional disturbances as it distributes yang fire energy to all the inner organs. So same with Vyana Vayu, when we are imbalanced in that wind, we often see that life doesn't flow as easily. Things don't go according to plan. And we often find that there's many things happening that go wrong. So if we feel an imbalance in either the pericardium meridian or the triple heater, the imbalance would be emotionally blaming others, and the counterpart to that would be to find self-responsibility. Another aspect would be defensiveness, if there's any imbalance, and to rectify it, we would find mindfulness. And also a sense of insecurity. And when we're balanced, we find that we have really good self-esteem. On a physical level, if there's any imbalance or stagnation in these meridian lines, we find arthritis, deafness, toothache, inflammation, chills, fever, blurry vision, and headaches. And socially or mentally and emotionally, we find that there's a discordance in our relationships, confusion, and also an inability to connect with others. This is very much about that sense of expansion outwards. How do we connect with the world around us, and how do we really balance our internal energy so that we can feel balanced and secure and stable in the world around us? We're not thrown off by somebody else's energy, and we feel safe and housed within our own. Nice, really well done. We're just taking one final breath. And then we're going next inhalation, you can slowly lift up through the upper body, unravel the arms, taking that nice big deep breath in and stretch. Take a moment, just relax your arms down. And then lean back, take the underneath leg out first. If you took the double leg, full shoelace, and then take the top leg off. Take a moment, just reset. So if you need to lay down, you can do that. Or if you might want to take some knee sways, some rolls through the feet in and out. Just taking any movement that feels nice. Just notice how the body's feeling, if there's any areas that feel particularly sensitive or that there's sensation arising. Tune into those parts of the body. Here we might find a sense of stagnation, or there might be an ability to expand more into those areas. Nice. So a little bit of back bending. So we want to take either a couple of blocks, so you have either two stacked, or you can use it this way or this way if you only have one, or you can take a couple of cushions, but just find, or your bolster, or find something that gives you a little bit of elevation if you don't want to hold without support. We'll be in bridge for a little while. So just come to the end of your mat, so you're seated in the middle, and then let yourself slowly roll down. Walk your feet in, take an inhale and lift your hips up. As you lift up, we want to slide the support underneath your lower back. So just where the sacrum is, make sure that you feel nice and rested there. So maybe just take a little wriggle around, and you can work to just feel that sense of support underneath your lower back. Ideally, you're stacking two. If it feels more comfortable widthways, do that. If it feels more comfortable lengthways, work in that way. Just figure out how it sits best in your sacrum. And then arms can either be just beside your hips, or if you wanted to work more in bringing some more energy into the lung meridian line, you can take the arms up over your head. So either holding onto the elbows or stretching the arms long, or you can take cactus so the elbows are bent, just depending on what space you have and how the shoulders can rest. So we're here for just 2 minutes. So just find a nice sense of weight onto the tops of the shoulders, just beneath the back of the neck. Allow your feet to feel gently pressing, no heaviness in the legs. If it feels nice to let the toes turn in, the heels turn out, let the knees drop in towards one another, you can do that too. And breathe in deeply into the whole front of the body. So more of a back bend, we're breathing into the heart space. Just taking the last few rounds of breath here. If you took your arms over the head, just slowly with your next exhalation, release your hands down beside your hips. With your inhale, push into your feet, lift your hips up a little bit higher and move your props out to the side. Slowly let yourself roll down to the mat and take a moment here. So from here, you can either take some knee sway side to side just to massage out the back of the body, or you can bring your knees straight into the chest. Let's take in a little rebound. When you're ready, you can hug the knees in, either hold around the shins or around the back of the thighs, and give yourself a nice big squeeze. And the shoulders relax, head to the floor. If it feels nice to take some rolls side to side, you can do that too. So just roll off to a side and slowly bring yourself up to a seated position. Nice. So we're moving into deer, which is a nice twisted position for the spine, but it also works to really open up the side body. So we want to take the left shin in front, the right shin in front of the left. So you're at a right angle with the leg, and then the other leg, the left leg goes back behind you, and you can flex both feet. So you have the front shin parallel to your body, and then the back shin just tuck in beside you. So from here, you can just slowly start to walk round to your right. And then the fingertips can come to the floor beside you. So we want both sit bones to stay grounded towards the floor. So if you feel that your sit bones are lifted off the floor, just grab a pillow or a blanket to come underneath your left sit bone. And then you can walk your hands a little bit further away if you feel that you have more space. Or if you wanted to bring a bolster or some cushions, you can rest your forearms down. Still pushing the weight back into the sit bone so they stay connected to the floor. If you have the space and you can rest lower down, you can start to stretch your arms further out, either resting your body onto a bolster, or you can bring your forearms to the floor. So just find the depth of the stretch that feels good and work to really keep your sit bones connected to the earth and turn from the waist. Feel a nice opening through the spine, through the rib cage, and breathe deeply into your belly. Let's say for around another 30 seconds or so, not too long. More of a rebound position. Just taking a final round of breath here. With your next inhale, slowly padding yourself back to a lifted position. And then gently derotating, come back to the center for a moment. Just pause where you are. You can rest your hands to your knees or your thighs. then if you took a blanket underneath you, just move that back. You might need it for the other side. We can take now the left leg round in front and then parallel the shin, flex the foot, and then take your right leg next to the hip with the foot flexed. Just move any props that you might need over, maybe grab the blanket or the cushion for your sit bone. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, gently turn towards your left. And again, either resting your hands to the floor or to a cushion or a bolster. Or if it feels that you have enough space to bring the forearms down, you can do that. Slightly deeper twist in the back. Or walking your hands further away from the body to create more of a stretch in the spine through the arms, the meridians down the arms. And breathe deeply into your belly, so nice deep belly breaths. A few more rounds of breath on this side. And we're going to breathe deep into your belly. And slowly preparing to come out of the shape, just taking an inhalation and slowly padding yourself back, de-rotating, just moving any props out to the side. Take a moment, resting your hands on the knees or the thighs. Just breathe into the center of your body. From here, just gently taking the right leg round to the front. You can move yourself into the middle of your mat again, just taking the feet to the floor, knees bent, and hug your knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze, just a little rebound to rebalance the spine. And drop your chin to the chest and really round your back. And then taking the legs out in front of you, just move all of your props over to the side so you have enough space beside your body. And come to lay down. We're just taking a little bit of work in Shavasana before we come to rest completely. So let yourself come down to the mat and take your arms, your legs out long. Just really align through your spine, tuck chin to chest and feel that nice open length through the back of your body. Shoulder blades just relax down the back. So add in a little bit of lateral work into Shavasana just to finish. Take your right leg all the way off of the mat and then let your left leg come beside. Keep your ankles together, or you can cross your left ankle over your right. And then lift your upper body over to the right a little bit, maybe not so much as your legs. Your left arm is going to come up and over the head. Just bend the elbow slightly to rest your back of your arm and hand onto the floor. And then you can rest your right hand onto your belly. So you should feel like a nice big curve or arcing shape down the whole side of your body. Both hips stay on the mat. It's just down from the foot, the whole left side, up the leg, side of the waist, rib cage, all the way up the arm to the fingertip. Just open down that left side. And then breathe into the belly. Just closing down through the eyes and letting yourself rest here. A final round of breath here. And then slowly let your upper body come back to the center, releasing your left arm down. And gently walk your legs back through to center. Just find a moment in the center. And notice the whole left side of your body. Maybe a pulsation of energy or real sense of vibrancy down that whole left side from the left toes to the left side brain. And then we can repeat on the right side. So taking the leg over to the left now. You can either keep the ankles together or cross your right ankle over the left. Take your upper body slightly over to the left side. And then the left hand can come onto the belly. Right arm comes up and over. Slight bend into the elbow so you can place the back of the hand down. Just rest here, breathing deeply and fully into the belly. Just taking a final round of breath here. And slowly release your right arm down and guide your body back to the center, taking the legs slowly back to center. Let's realign. Take a moment to feel up in the right side. Just noticing sense of vibrancy, expansion, energy pulsing in that whole right side. So if you wanted to add any extra props for Shavasana, please feel free to take a bolster underneath the backs of the knees or a blanket over you, maybe a blanket underneath the back of your head. Or if you're comfortable as you are, you can stay exactly as you are. Maybe you like to take some cover over the eyes, light cloth, or turn the lights off if you're practicing in a light. And just let yourself come back down to rest. Take up a nice big bit of space for your arms, your legs, and just turn the palms open to face the ceiling, keeping that expansion and open-heartedness. Just take a nice deep breath into the belly and a nice sigh out. Feeling a sense of heaviness as your body just rests. So just a little bit of work for Shavasana. Just bring your attention and your awareness into the space surrounding your body. That sense of vibration, of energy in the ether that surrounds your body. Awareness of the energy that surrounds you as an intelligence or sense of healing and power. Prana surrounding your body. And with every inhalation, feel your body pulling in this prana, this energy through your skin, pulling it all the way down towards the spine. And as you exhale the breath out, see the energy or this healing power move from your spine to every single cell in your entire body. Your inhale is pulling in through the skin, every single part of your skin, pulling in this intelligence, this energy, this vibration to the spine. And from your exhalation, the spine releases this energy out into every single atom of your entire body. Just continue to breathe in that way, pull in energy from out into the body and dispersing that through the spine to every single cell within your body. Infinite field of intelligence, healing, of power, drawing into your body with every breath and flooding every single cell with each exhalation. So a couple more rounds, breathing in that way. Just relax the breath and feel into the energy of your inner and outer conscious awareness as an ocean of infinite energy. Just allow yourself to rest into the entirety of that ocean of energy, feeling of intelligence, of power. No difference from internal to the external. Just rest here. Just very gently and gradually begin to breathe more deeply as you bring your awareness back into your body and back into the space. Feeling awareness once again of the breath as it moves in and out of the body, feeling your energy return. Making some very gentle movements into the hands and feet, maybe turning the head side to side, just gently waking your body up. Any movements that feel nice. And then whenever you feel ready, you can start to make some bigger movements, maybe stretching out through the arms, the legs, or hugging the knees in, maybe taking some sways or rocks, just taking your time. And whenever you feel ready, just roll off to a side and pause on your side, whichever feels most intuitively comfortable. And enjoy a few more breaths on your side. Just in that in between phase. And then when you feel ready, slowly press yourself up to a seat once again, just finishing as we started. Finding your grounding again through your sit bones and a nice long open spine, energized to the crown of your head. Feel the shoulders just roll up to the ears and back and down to open the heart space. Take a nice deep breath into the body. Really filling into the lungs, into the width ways of the lungs, into the rib cage. And just noticing any sense of refreshment or awareness, sense of expansion in the side body. Noticing for any changes that you might have experienced. And then gently bringing hands into prayer and Jali Mudra, resting your thumbs into your heart space. Take a nice deep breath into your heart. And as you exhale, bow your head down in gratitude to this practice of Yin Yoga. All that it allows us to see and hold for ourselves, to practice more mindfulness and more awareness, to just create a beautiful container for all of our emotions and all of our experiences to be truly felt and understood. A place of release and letting go. And as we work through this practice throughout this month, really building our energy field so that we may experience more resilience and protection from all the negativities of the world. In gratitude, we say namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. So lovely to see you all. Really, really appreciate you coming to practice every week. It's so nice to see you all.